Thank you for coming by Tori Magoo 44. Today is the 4th of August, and I greatly appreciate you coming by. Today I'm going to do a little talk on what are called OT briefings in Scientology. Basically, an OT per Scientology is you're supposed to be a Thetan. That's what Hubbard called you as a spirit. So an operating Thetan is someone that's supposed to be OT, right? And they have all these extra perceptions and abilities. And in the old days, they used to have all kinds of monumental wins to the point where the government was supposedly looking in on Scientology's remote viewing. Now, do they really have remote viewing? I never met anybody who could really do that. But maybe they do. I haven't met anybody yet. So I say, speak up. James Randi says he'll give you $1 million if you can prove it. So far, nobody's taken that $1 million. Oh, yeah, I got to show you the back of it here. There you go. So I got my new haircut. It's a summer haircut. What the hell? Okay, so OT briefings. They're having an emergency one this weekend. My guess is it's probably about Tom and Katie breaking up. Scientology sells marriage courses. They sell auditing for marriages. They're supposed to be able to fix anything. Well, what's the deal with Tom Cruise? This is his third wife. Third really nice wife. Why don't you marry a Scientologist, Tom? That might handle the whole thing. You keep marrying these Catholics and thinking they're going to change. They're not. Just like Dr. Laura Schlesinger is a therapist that did radio stations for years. I don't know if she still does, but she used to say, whatever you marry is what it is. It's not going to change. The person is not going to change. You're not going to be able to change them. So either dig what you're going to marry or don't marry them. And Tom, you keep marrying these Catholics. That's who they are. And they end up leaving because they're Catholics and they want to raise their kids Catholic. Or something else. But either way, marry a Scientologist. And then, you're going to at least be able to keep your marriage together. But what are these OT briefings? Well, one, they've had Tom and Katie break up. So my guess is they're always about redging money. Always. You have to know that. It's always based on money. It's never anything else. But they're usually top secret, confidential. So it kind of oomps the people that are not OT to want to be OT, because then they could go to these great briefings, and you think it's going to be this really, confidential, hot stuff. And it isn't. It's just money. That's what it is. And I used to even tell my friends, she used to say, this is a top secret briefing. And I'd say, does it have to do with money? No, it doesn't. I'd get in there and it'd be like, okay, here's where it went down. We need $1,000 from every single person in here before you walk out the door, at least. And this is at least, right? And I just walk out the door. I was like, that's it. You just lied. I'm gone. But it happens all the time. So you've got Tom and Katie that have broken up. David Miscavige's dad left. I don't know if all the Scientologists know that or not, but he escaped out and was a long, planned-out thing to get him out. Diana Hubbard's daughter is out. The 4 people died at Narconon. All these things are in the news. I don't know if all of them are. I don't know if Miscavige's dad or Diana Hubbard's daughter are really big news, but Tom and Katie are. The deaths at Narconon have had quite a bit of media. 3 people have called me personally and left Narconon and gotten their kids out because of the deaths. So Scientology's had, and then of course the president of the Church of Scientology, Heber Jens, who's basically locked up out in the hole, which many executives who have now left have confirmed there is a hole. People are locked up in it, and they can't get out. They can, but you know what I mean? It's very, very hard. It's a combination of mental mind control and physical control of these people. But they let Heber out to do kind of a phony memorial for his son who died. Karen Delacaire, was Heber's wife and the mother of Alexander, who passed away, she very sadly found out on Facebook. That's how I found out my mother-in-law died, which isn't as bad as my son, which is just awful. But it was still awful for me to find out on ARS, oh, rest in peace, Flo Bazazian. It's just amazing to me that Scientologists don't have the dignity to at least handle that. I don't care what you declare someone. This is a woman's child. Do you know what I mean? And you don't have the courage, the guts, the communication skills, the kindness to call her up and let her know. And let her see her son, which they didn't, which was awful. And to me, it really shows they're not a religion at all. Not even at all. I never thought you were, not even when I was in, because I got in because it was an applied philosophy. the religion thing, when that turned into a big religious thing, I was working with OSA volunteer-wise, and they were like, this is just, we got to get the money out of this corporation into that, so Larry Wallersheim, who's suing us, can't get all of our money, and everybody's going to become ministers, so that now we'll have religious, you know, and you think, didn't you see it then, Tori? And it's like, no, I didn't, because they have built in so much, the black and white, we're good, they're bad. So you really are in this war against them. Whatever the church says, they are, right? So this was like, we've got to have protection on your folders and everybody else's. So the government can't come in and look in your folders and see what's in there. And you're like, oh yeah, no, I don't want that to happen. And so they're like, well, once you're a minister, then we can put on the folders priest, penitence, privilege. Now I remember thinking about it because I was raised a Catholic. And I was like, priest, penitence? I mean, no. I'm not a priest. Even as I'm a certified Scientology minister. I am not a priest. And that doesn't make anybody else a priest either. Granted, they can marry someone. They can do a lot of the different services, but it isn't the same. But they did it for legal reasons. That's why they did it. So now they're going to do these emergency briefings, and you have to go, and you have to donate. And what are you donating for? Well, to save mankind, of course. You know, that they're always saving mankind. I mean, look at mankind. Just take a look for the people that are in. Because I know people lurk, because people have told me they woke up because of my videos and others. So I'm talking to you and saying, just look at mankind. If you really had these OTs that David Miscavige said the Berlin Wall came down because of OT8 being released. Well, if that's true, if you could bring down the Berlin Wall, then you should be able to help homeless people, people that are starving to death, all the fires, and all the people that are shooting each other. You know, come on, pick up the speed here, Scientology. If you're really who you are, do it. And if not, just admit it. You know, we're a money-making scam. That's what we are. And if you want to be part of it, and you can hang out, maybe see Tom Cruise one time in 30 years, which I did. I saw him when he came out at the event, the mandatory event that they had. And I saw John Travolta one time at their restaurant at Celebrity Center, so you could go hang out there and maybe run into him. But, you know, big deal. I mean, I've seen Tom Cruise or John Travolta more since I've been out. I saw him at one of his premieres, and he gave me a hug because I was his supervisor when he first got in. So, you know, Scientology can black PR me all they want, but, you know, people still get around to it. I talked to someone yesterday when I was getting my nails done, and she was like, yeah, I was in Scientology, yeah. And I was telling her stuff, and she was like, yeah, I'm glad I got out. She got out because her husband died of cancer at a very young age without any medical help, which is what happens. So if you do have a medical condition, I can't say it enough, get medical help. Anyway, so if you're planning on going to an OT briefing, don't take your wallet, don't take your Visa cards, don't take any credit cards at all. Really, I would say don't even go, because they're pretty good at what they do on these slam dunk things. But, and for people that are out, please keep spreading the word about the abuses of the Church of Scientology, because their big ones are they stop free speech, which they're working on all the time, trying to cut people off. They break up families, which is, I think, their worst thing. They declare people suppressive. Should I get the SB declared? No, you guys have seen it. I'll do it, but not yet. But anyway, they declare people suppressive. Then nobody can talk to them. If you talk to them, you're declared suppressive, and you lose all your friends and your family. Not to anybody in who's thinking that, come on, if all you guys stood up, I've said it for 12 years now, if everybody in who knew it was BS just stood up and said, I'm not doing this, be over. Game over. That's it. Everybody be free, and everybody that is disconnected could get reconnected. And they can say, oh, I don't care about those people, but we know that's not true. We who are out, because as soon as someone comes out, what do? They connect up with all their old friends. So that proves that isn't true. So anyway, don't give any money to the church. Don't give your name or address to the church, because once you do, you will never get off their mailing list. This lady I talked to yesterday has been out for years, and she said they're still sending her tons and tons and tons of mail. I said, mail it back to them. You know, tell them it's a false stat, because it is. And Scientologists who are in, it is. It's a false statistic. You are sending mail to people that don't want your mail, that don't even care about it anymore. I still get letters from the Church of Scientology. It's ridiculous. Anyway, to everyone that's helping, thank you so much. It makes such a difference. It has been a very, very fantastic, great summer. And I think it's going to continue. I think it's going to just get better and better for all of us. So I love you guys. Have a fantastic weekend. Bye-bye. There goes the light.